she going on a break or what?
We've never seen this at night.
One and a half? Or 1.5 from? That way. Is that good or no? You think they're like...
So like.
I know, I saw that.
For those just joining us, welcome to the Holiday 5 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. If you have small children whose toes do not touch the floor, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on a lap or behind a bench. Next stop is New Orleans Square.
Really? I'm gonna go hide. Oh, park!
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop, and watch your step as you're getting on. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
That's at New Orleans Square Station, your stop for Pirates of the Caribbean, the Haunted Mansion Holidays, Splash Mountain, and many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. And also it's your stop for world-famous Jungle Cruise and Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room and the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. If you're leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. Thank you. Stay seated, please. For those just joining us from the Bayou, welcome to the Holiday 5 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. If you have small children whose toes do not touch the floor, please keep them away from the vehicle openings and have them seated on a lap or behind a bench. Next up is Mickey's Toontown Depot.
Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laughing Place. If you look real hard, you just might find it. It's where the critters are celebrating a zippity-doo-dah day. Speaking of critters, this place we're passing over is home to a whole bunch of them. Here in Critter Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear on their fun-filled adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see. There is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below. People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams and the stories that went with them were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable. Like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining trains and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness. This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of gear, the ones you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, a cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings, then step carefully from the train. Have fun, and say hi to Mickey and Minnie for me. Those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown.
That's right, this is Mickey's Toontown. If you are leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside the station. Thank you.